Hello, it's Fellonius and welcome back to my yapping. Today we are going to talk about a very easy-going subject, school subjects. I'm not totally sure if it's called like that in the States or in England actually, but I mean math, languages, chemistry, history, the things that we study in often grammar school, first classes and stuff. I used to be a substitute teacher quite a while ago, and I usually said that I could teach anything except three things. And I can't do anything with food, I can't do anything with gymnastics, and I can't do anything in workshops. No. If there has to be anything that might hurt any student, then I shouldn't be with the teacher to be there. I can do creative work, French even. I try. My French isn't the best, but I could still try teaching it. It's sad, but so is it. My favorite subjects in school has always been math, English, and somewhat other languages as well, German in first part, but Swedish wasn't one of my favorite, not at all. But I had so easy for it, so I learned grammar easy way and stuff, so I always had high grades on it. In Sweden, back in my days at least, I don't think how it is today, I think they are 1 year earlier, but we started to study English in 4th grade. You are by then 9-10 years. It is your probably the first grading stuff you get. Back in my time it was, and I had a bit of an easy time just sitting in front of the TV, looking at the subtitles and trying to mix what words fit with what. And again, as I've also been saying in other moments, there were so many words that were alike, so getting some words into my head was very easy. So when I started learning English in school, I had top grades from the start. That wasn't good. That was absolutely bad, because suddenly if you start with a high note, it can only go downwards. And yes, next year I wasn't the best anymore, and then I have to start doing it for real. What are otherwise my favorites? Math, I'm not going to discuss math. Math is good, math is fun, math is all over the world. The whole universe is built on math. If you can't accept that, you're going to have a very problematic life. We had something called society knowledge. I'm not totally sure if that's the correct word, but it was about the society as such. It was history, geography, and in my first time it was Christianity, but later it became something called religion. And we learned a lot about different types of religions, mainly just brushing over it. We didn't really go deep. We knew what each god was called and stuff, even if we couldn't really remember who was who. So the Hindu and the Buddha, and they're probably somewhat like we thought. My favorites were history. I've always been fond of history, but later on, when I went to 5th and 6th grade, I suddenly started to get into one particularly part of the history in our world, and it was the years of 1939 to 1945. I didn't give a hoot about anything else in history class. I just wanted to read about Second World War, mainly because there was some lovely Spitfires and Messerschmitts and other airplanes that I liked to build models of. So I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't need, that I had no use of in school, and it was fun now that I'm thinking about it afterwards. how much energy did I put into learning about wingspans and stuff when I could have had like top grades in plenty of subjects back then. Nevertheless, what was I do? I can at least tell you, when I then joined the army, we were conscripted. I suddenly realized that war means dying. War means killing people, not flying airplanes. And suddenly I became very anti-violent and anti-war. And that didn't render me well. We can talk about that another time. Geography, I didn't like geography. And nowadays I don't like geography, but that was another reason. Back then I didn't like geography because it was so dull. Learning all these names and places and all the places that they are supposed to be connected to and why. And it wasn't until I realized that history could help me learn more about geography, then I suddenly said, oh yeah, okay, well that sounds fine. But I have never had any problems about finding my way around, looking at the map or anything like that. I have always had easy for that, and that's something I've been actually enjoying lately, in my later ages. The society knowledge we had was, how does Sweden work? How does the politics system work? That's important to know when you are about to become a voter, yeah, but not when you are 10 years old. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere telling people how this place is built. And here is actually a thing that I want to kick a butt in Sweden as well. Lately, in later school, nowadays, we are not talking about this anymore. We are not telling our young ones how our society is built, how it's supposed to be working, who is going to do who, what to who. They are all here because they are going to be idols, they are going to be famous, they are going to be the best in the world, and they are not. Some of them are going to be nurses. Some of them is going to take care of me when I get old. And if you don't at least tell them that there is a possibility that you are going to take care of me, if they don't do that early on, they're not going to understand what happened when they're suddenly standing there taking care of me in front of my TV or whatever it is I've been put at. They're not going to see what happened to my life. They're going to say, well, this is one of the possibilities that the society has for you. And if you are choosing it, you are getting a lot more out of it. Well, school subjects, there's always some fun ones. I can tell you one thing, the so-called nature-oriented subjects, I didn't like them at all. Biology, chemistry and physics was not mine to understand. Physics was okay, mainly because there was a lot of math. Biology, we should see someone deliver a baby. I went to the toilet and didn't come back that lesson, so I haven't seen that. And I'm not going to either. Yeah, in chemistry I don't understand at all. I know the function of it, and I realize that it's easy to see the blocks that things are used and made of, but I don't know. I don't understand why we should be bothering with that. Let the chemists have that one. Right, any favorite subject of yours? I can guess some of you. Thanks for listening. Bye.